Good morning, students. Welcome you all once again in the revisionary session on Ind AS 24. So, students, as I told you, the accounting standard or Ind AS touches four pillars of accounting and reporting, which is recognition, measurement, presentation, and disclosures. So, if you look at like asset-based standard, Ind AS 16 PPE, it talks about recognition, it talks about measurement, it talks about presentation and disclosure as well. But if you look at Ind AS 24, this standard talks about disclosures, right? The title of this standard is related party disclosures. So this standard does not gives you any guidance about recognition, any guidance about measurement, right? And any guidance about presentation. This standard gives you a guidance about related party disclosures, disclosures of a related party and the transactions with the related party. So two things will be getting captured in this standard. Related party, who are the related party, right? And what are the disclosures required for the related party? For example, name of the related party is required and relationship with the related party is required. Okay. So disclosure relating to related party. Then the second aspect is disclosure relating to related party transactions are required. Disclosure relating to related party transactions, that what are the transactions with the related party during the year and what are the outstanding balances with the related party during the year. Okay. Or if a company has given any commitment, guarantee on account of the related party, that is also required to be disclosed, right? So we'll discuss more about this. So in this standard, we will discuss more and more examples of how to identify a related party, who are the related party. Okay. So friends, before moving to that, let's discuss why RPT compliance are important. Why this related party transaction, why this related party disclosure standard is important. Friends, it is one of the major area, one of the major concept in the books of corporate governance. When you talk about corporate governance, related party is one of the most critical area. Related party is defined under Companies Act 2013. Related party is defined under Accounting Standard 18. Related party is defined under Ind AS 24. The Securities and Exchange Board of India also provides lot of guidance on related party. Right. So Companies Act, SEBI LODR, these provides how to get the approval of a related party transaction. So if you want to enter into a related party transaction, it requires a lot of approvals from the audit committee. It required approvals from the shareholders if it if it crosses certain thresholds, right? Related party transaction. So there are a lot of guidance around related party transaction approval process, right? And who is a related party is defined under various acts and regulation. You will find the related party concept in income tax, GST as well. But here, our discussion is confined to Ind AS 24, related party disclosure. So related party compliance are important because the relationship influences the transaction between the reporting entity and the related party. For example, for example, a company, there is a subsidiary, and if there is a subsidiary, there is a parent also. A parent can sell the goods to the subsidiary at cost or at a very marginal price, very nominal price. But that may not be possible if this parent sells goods to a third party or an unrelated party. But since this subsidiary is the child of this parent, so parent may sell the goods to the subsidiary at the cost. Okay. So since these kind of transactions may happen with the related party, and hence it is important to it is important to hold some governance around these kind of transactions, right? For example, this Ind AS and the Companies Act and the other regulatory acts talks about that related party transaction has to happen at arm's length, right? What is meant by arm's length? Means you are selling the goods and services to a related party, or you are entering into a transaction with the related party at the same price, on the same terms, which you would have entered with the unrelated party, right? So this related party transaction may influence the transaction. So this related party relationship may influence the transaction between the reporting entity and the related party, and hence the RPT compliance are important. Related party transaction also impact the transaction with the unrelated party. For example, A Limited. A Limited is an entity. A Limited is purchasing some raw material from C Limited, which is unrelated party. B Limited is also in the same line of business, right? So the raw material which A is acquiring from C Limited, B Limited is also in the business of selling the same raw material. So now B Limited has acquired a stake in A Limited. So now B Limited has a control over A Limited. So B Limited told A Limited, listen, you don't have to purchase this raw material from C Limited. You have to purchase the raw material only from me, right? So this is how, this relationship between B Limited and A Limited also impacts the transaction with the unrelated party, which is C Limited. Okay. Related party compliance are required for the better corporate governance. The true and fairness of financial position performance of the entity is revealed by the proper related party compliance, okay, in the books of the reporting entity. Okay. So friends, for example, there is an entity A Limited, right? So A Limited sold 100% goods to B Limited, or substantially, and let's say more than 90% to B Limited. Okay. So if you disclose this fact, that the B Limited is a related party, it's a subsidiary of A Limited, and there is a material transaction with the B Limited, and the entire revenue from operations of A Limited consists of, or substantially consists of B Limited, right? From B Limited. So in this case, there could be some favoritism, there could be some influence of the relationship, there could be some issues in the framing of these transactions, and hence by doing the related party compliance, the true and fairness of the financial position performance of the entity is also established. It helps in taking informed decision to the stakeholders. So these were the reason why related party compliance become very, very, very important. Friends, this is a disclosure based standard. I will set the context, okay? For half an hour almost, I will discuss the clauses, I will discuss the meaning of related party and the related party transactions, and then I will discuss lot and lot examples and illustrations from ICAI study material while discussing the related party and the transactions. Who are the related party? First you need to understand, and whatever transaction you are entering with the related party, that has to be disclosed. Okay, so when we will discuss the concept, we'll discuss the concept with lot and lot of examples. Okay, what is the objective of this standard? The objective of Ind AS 24 is to provide disclosure with respect to the related party relationship, right? Then with respect to the related party transactions, as I told you, this standard covers two aspects. Aspect number one, who is a related party? And if there is a related party, you need to disclose the name of the related party and the relationship with the related party. Okay. Then once it is established that yes, it is a related party, the transactions you are entering with that party is known as a related party transactions. So you have to disclose the transactions with the related party during the period. For example, purchases of goods, sale of goods, supply of services, commission received or paid, royalty received or paid, loan, so basically loan given, loan taken. Okay. So these kind of transactions with the related party during the period needs to be disclosed, and the outstanding balances with the related parties also needs to be disclosed. For example, there is no sale transactions towards the related party during this year, but there is an outstanding balances which this entity has to receive from the related party. There is a trade receivable which is outstanding since last 2 years. So this outstanding balance with related parties are also required to be disclosed. Commitment with related party is also required to be disclosed. If any commitments made with the related party, it is also required to be disclosed. For example, an entity has entered into a lease commitment with the related party. Okay. Or an entity has given a bank guarantee towards the bank on behalf of the related party. So all these transactions are also required to be disclosed. This standard is applicable in identifying related party relationship and related party transaction. This standard helps in identifying outstanding balance, including commitment between entity and its related party. Entity means reporting entity. Identify the circumstances in which disclosure is required, determining the disclosure to be made. Okay. So in nutshell, this standard talks about the disclosure of related party and the related party transactions, including outstanding balances and commitments. That's all. Now, who is a related party? Always remember. A legal person can be a related party, or artificial legal person can be a related party. When you talk about a legal person, what does it mean? Samanathan, what is meant by a legal person? What is meant by a person?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Legal person, yeah, legal person means the entity registered with the Companies Act, any other act. That those person will be called as a legal person.
Legal person means human being, Samanathan. Legal person means human being. Artificial legal person means an entity, right? So, a related party could be a human being, means a person, right? Or a related party could be an entity, right? You can be a related party, Samanathan. For example, you are the founder of a company. You have founded Saminathan and Company Chartered Accountants, or let's say Saminathan and Company Private Limited. You are providing consulting or training services on Ind AS, and you have founded Saminathan and Company Private Limited, right? And you are the founder of this company, promoter of this company, majority shareholder of this company, director of this company. So when you are preparing the financial statement of Saminathan and Company Private Limited, so who is the related party of Saminathan and Company Private Limited? Saminathan, you are the related party. So your name will come, and what is the relationship? You are the person having
Promoter.
control. Person having control means you are the parent, or you are a person having control. Okay, you are the director of this company, right? Director, not only in the capacity of a director, because you are the major shareholder also. You are having a control or significant influence over this entity. You are taking all the decision relating to this entity. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now you have founded another company also, and that company is Saminathan Advisory Private Limited. So you are the founder of a company, Saminathan and Company Private Limited, and you have founded another company also, Saminathan Advisory Private Limited. So you are preparing the financial statement of Saminathan and Company Private Limited, right? So of course, you are the related party. You as a person is the related party. But whether Saminathan Advisory Private Limited will be a related party to Saminathan and Company Private Limited?
Yes, sir.
Answer is yes. Answer is yes. Why? Because both the entities are controlled by a single person, by a person who is Swaminathan. Right? So Swaminathan may instruct the company for one to provide some goods and services at a particular rate to company B, company 2, and likewise, Swaminathan can also give some instruction to company B, company 2 to provide some goods and services to company 1 at a particular rate. So because you are controlling both the entities, so these both the entities are also become a sibling, right? Both the entities become sibling, brothers and sisters. Both the entities become a related party. So if I will say in the notes to accounts of Saminathan and Company Private Limited, okay, Saminathan, who is a person, is a related party. And in the notes to accounts of Saminathan and Company Private Limited, Saminathan Advisory Private Limited, an entity, become a related party. Okay, related party of whom? Reporting entity. Who is the reporting entity? Saminathan and Company Private Limited. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yeah. So, who can be a related party? A person can be a related party, or an entity can be a related party. Okay. Or an entity can be a related party. The word used here is not company. The word used here is
Entity,
entity. Entity. So, entity could be a corporate entity.
LLP,
It could be a
partnership.
non-corporate entity also, like partnership firm, proprietorship firm, LLP, etc., etc. Okay. Right. So what is meant by related party transaction? Related party transaction means transfer of resources, services, or obligation between a reporting entity and a related party, regardless of whether a price is charged or not. If an entity is providing some goods and services at free of cost to the another entity, whether it is a related party transaction or not.
Yes,
Yes, it is a
it is
related
only
party
given.
transaction.
Yes,
Yes. What is the definition of related party transaction? Related party transaction means a transaction which involves transfer of resources, services, obligation between a reporting entity and a related party, right? Regardless of whether price is charged. What are the examples of related party transaction? Any transaction which is happening with a related party is a related party transaction. For example, purchase or sale of goods, purchase or sale of property and other assets, immovable properties, other assets, rendering or receiving of services. Means either you are giving service or you are taking service. Either you are selling or purchasing, right? Leases, either you are lessor or lessee. Transfer of research and development, transfer under license agreements, settlement of liabilities on behalf of the entity or by the entity on behalf of that related party. So A Limited is a parent, B is a subsidiary. So A is settling a liability on behalf of B Limited. So B Limited has taken a loan. B Limited has taken a loan from State Bank of India. Okay. So A Limited is settling the loan of B Limited. A Limited is paying to State Bank of India because it is a liability of B Limited. A Limited is paying to State Bank of India on behalf of B Limited, or by the entity on behalf of that related party, right? Either on behalf of the entity or on behalf of the related party. Or B Limited is settling the loan taken by A Limited from Allahabad Bank, right? So these are the examples of the related party transactions. Now, who is the related party? First, we will talk about a person, right? Reporting entity, relationship with a person. With a person means who is the reporting entity? Saminathan and Company Private Limited. Who is a person? Saminathan, right? If Saminathan will become a related party, whether parents of Saminathan will become a related party?
yes, sir.
Answer is yes. whether sibling of Saminathan, brother and sister of Saminathan will become a related party? Answer is yes. Okay. So the point is here we will discuss when when a person will become a related party of an entity, right? When Saminathan will become a related party of Saminathan and Company Private Limited. So when a person will become a related party, and when a relative of that person will become a related party. Relative तो बहुत सारे होते हैं. There are a lot of relatives. But whether all relative will become a related party, answer is no. Ind AS 24 defines that which relative will become a related party of that entity. Which relative, right? And friends, the word relative, the word relative in Ind AS 24 is defined as a close member of that person, right? So in Ind AS 24, word relative is not there. What is there?
Close member.
Close member of that person's family, close member of that person's family is related to reporting entity. So close member of that person, okay, close member, right? So what is meant by close member of that person? Close member means relative, okay? Like in accounting standard, the word used was relative. So here the word used is not relative, the word used is close member of that person, okay? So who can be a related party? Which person can be a related party? A person or a close member of that person family. A close member of that person family. I will read this like a person or a relative of that person. A person or a relative of that person is related party of the entity if that person has control or joint control over the reporting entity. If a person or if a person has control or joint control over the reporting entity. What is meant by this? So, Saminathan has a control over Saminathan and Company Private Limited. Okay. Or Saminathan has joint control. Saminathan and his friend both become a chartered accountant and both has founded Friends and Company Private Limited. Friends and Company Private Limited. So co-founded by Saminathan and his friend. So in this case, whether Saminathan will become a related party to this entity, Friends and Company Private Limited?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why? You don't have control solely. You and your friend both have co-founded. So you have joint control, right? So if an entity has a control or a joint control or a significant influence over the reporting entity, right? Either Saminathan has full control, or either Saminathan has joint control, or either Saminathan has significant influence over that reporting entity, then this person who is Saminathan and and the relative of Saminathan will become a related party to this entity. Right? Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Right? For example, AG Limited is a reporting entity and Mr. AG Limited is a reporting entity. And Mr. A are related party. When Mr. A will become a related party to AG Limited, if Mr. A has a control, joint control, or significant influence over AG Limited. Okay, friends, you have already understood the meaning of control under Ind AS 110. You have already understood the meaning of joint control under Ind AS 111 and Ind AS 28. You have already understood the meaning of significant influence under Ind AS 28, right? So the meaning of control, joint control, significant influence is defined under Ind AS 110, Ind AS 111 and Ind AS 28, right? So if a person has a control, if a person has a control, or if a person has a joint control, right? Joint control, okay, or significant influence over whom? Over an entity. If a person has a control, joint control, or significant influence over a reporting entity, then this person, this person will become a related party of this reporting entity, and this person's relative will also become the related party of this reporting entity, right? Relative means close member of the person family. Or this person is a member of the KMP of the reporting entity or parent of the reporting entity. Member of KMP means this person is a managing director and CEO. This person is CFO. This person is company secretary, compliance officer. Okay. If this person is a key managerial personnel of this reporting entity, so KMPs are also related party to this entity. And suppose this person is not a KMP of this reporting entity, but this person is a KMP of the parent of the reporting entity, right? ये पर्सन किसका केएमपी है? ये पर्सन पेरेंट का केएमपी है। तो अगर कोई पेरेंट का सीएफओ, सीईओ, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी अगर पेरेंट का है, तो वो सब्सिडरी की भी रिलेटेड पार्टी बन जाएगा। सब्सिडरी का भी रिलेटेड पार्टी बन जाएगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मिस्टर ए इज अ मेंबर ऑफ केएमपी ऑफ एजी लिमिटेड। मिस्टर ए इज अ मेंबर ऑफ केएमपी ऑफ एजी लिमिटेड। Member of KMP means KMP. Mr. A is a managing director of AG Limited. Or Mr. A is a managing director of parent of AG Limited. Then also it will be considered as a related party of AG Limited. Clear? I hope this is clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Close member and KMP. What is the definition of a close member of the family? Right? What is the definition relative of of that person in context to Index 24? Friends, that person is spouse or domestic partner, right? For example, Mr. A has a control of A private limited. Mr. A has a control over A private limited. Or Mr. A has a joint control over A private limited. Or Mr. A has a significant influence over A private limited. Or Mr. A is a key managerial personnel of A private limited. Then Mr. A spouse means husband and wife. Or domestic partner, Western concept. This is a Western concept. Or the domestic partner of that person, Mr. A, right? So, in nutshell, spouse, husband and wife, okay? Brother and sister, mother and father. So, parent, sibling, and spouse. Parent, mother and father. Spouse, okay? Brother and sister, okay? So, parents, mother and father, brother and sister of that person will also become a related party. Children of that person or that person's spouse or domestic partner. In nutshell, children of that person, children of that person will also become a related party. Why it is written children of that person or that person's spouse? For example, this person has a second marriage, right? So there were kids from her wife, from his wife, right? So the kids from the first marriage will also become a related party to this person. In nutshell, who will be a related party? Parents will be a related party. Spouse will be a related party. Brother and sister will be a related party. Kids will be a related party. Okay. Children will be a related party. And dependent of that person or that person's spouse or domestic partner will also become a related party, right? So, for example, the father-in-law means Father-in-law means spouse father. Spouse father, right? Whether spouse father will become a related party to this person? Answer is yes. If spouse father is dependent on this person, right? Dependent of that person or that person's spouse or that person's spouse. For example, if the spouse father is either dependent on spouse or dependent on this person, right? So father and mother, parents of that person are covered. Parents of that person are covered. Parents of that person, right? That person's spouse or domestic partner or brother, sister, father, and mother. But when spouse father will be considered, when spouse father will become a related party, when spouse mother will become a related party,
When they're dependent.
when they are dependent either on a spouse or on the on this person, right? Then it will become a related party. For example, for example, myself, Alok Garg. So let's say I am having a control over Alok Garg Limited. AG Limited is a company and I am having a control over it. I am a related party to AG Limited, Alok Garg Limited. My wife is also a related party to this entity. Why? Because my wife is my spouse. My parents, father and mother, are also a related party. Okay. But my spouse father, my wife's father, will become a related party to this entity only if, means my wife's father will be considered as a relative under India's 24 only if my wife's father is dependent on my wife or dependent on me, right? Otherwise, my wife's father, my wife's mother, my wife's brother and sister will not be considered as a related party. Okay, right? From the perspective of this standard. So to cut a long story short, who will be the related party? Is parents will be the related party of this person. We are asking related party. We are asking relative. Who will be considered as a relative? Relative of whom? Relative of this person. Person का relative. कौन person के relative माने जाएंगे? Parents माने जाएंगे. Sibling, brother and sister माने जाएंगे. Spouse माने जाएंगे. Kids of this person or spouse माने जाएंगे. Or any person who is dependent on either this person or the spouse. Okay, so they will become the relative. Is that clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Who is the key managerial person? A person having authority and responsibility for planning, directing, and controlling the activity of the entity directly or indirectly, including any director, whether executive or otherwise, of that entity. Right? So KMP is like CEO, managing director, CFO, whole-time director, right? Compliance officer and company secretary, directors, these are the KMPs. Now, so we understood the relationship of a related party with a person. Okay. So let's discuss some example of related party example of person. Is it visible? I hope
Yes,
the study material is
very much
visible or
visible.
not visible.
Yes, sir, visible, sir.
Study material is visible. Perfect.
Yes, sir, visible.
Perfect. Yeah. Yes. Mr. A. Mr. A holds 51% in equity share capital of A Limited. A Limited has no other form of share capital. There is only equity share capital and Mr. A holds more than 50%. What does it mean? It means
It has control.
Mr. A has control. If this person, Mr. A, has control, whether Mr. A will be related party to this A Limited or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. As Mr. A controls A Limited, he is a related party. Mrs. A. Mrs. A means wife of Mr. A. Mrs. A is wife of Mr. A. Right? So Mrs. A is spouse of Mr. A. Mr. A holds 51% of equity shares of A Limited. A Limited has no other form of share capital. Mr. A controls A Limited, right? So Mr. A has a control over A Limited. Tell me whether a spouse of Mr. A will be considered as a related party of A Limited or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes. A spouse is considered as a relative. So if a person is a related party of an entity, then relative of that person will also become a related party of that entity. And what is the definition of relative?
Sir, relative means a spouse or domestic partner, brother, sister, father, and mother, and children of that person of the spouse or domestic partner, and dependents of the person and are a domestic partners.
So dependent of that person. So either it is dependent on that person or that person's spouse or domestic partner, right? Okay. So in nutshell, if you have to remember, parents are the related party. Parents of that person. Spouse of that person will be a related party, and of course domestic partner as well. So parents, spouse of the related party, sibling of the parents of that person, spouse of that person, sibling means brother and sister of that person, children of that person and the spouse or domestic partner, and the dependent of that person, spouse or domestic partner, right? Mr. D is a director of A Limited. Mr. D is a director of A Limited, right? Whether Mr. D is a related party to A Limited?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So since he is a director, so he is a KMP of A Limited. He is a key managerial personnel of A Limited, and hence he is related to A Limited. Mr. D is a director of H Limited. Mr. D is a director of H Limited, and S Limited is a subsidiary of H Limited. So Mr. D is a director of the parent of the reporting entity. Mr. D is a KMP of the parent of the reporting entity. Whether Mr. D is considered as a related party of S Limited.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we read now. We read now a person who is having a control, joint control or significant influence over the entity, he will become a related party. Yes. And if he
Yes,
become a
sir.
related party, his relative also become a related party. And we also read na, if that person is a KMP of that reporting entity, or if that person is a KMP of the parent of the reporting entity. So Mr. D is the KMP of the parent of the reporting entity, which is S Limited. So Mr. D is also related to S Limited. Is this clear or clear?
Clear, sir.
Clear? Clear in mind?
Yes, sir. Clear in mind.
Yes. So now we'll discuss. Like we discussed person, now we are discussing the entity, the related party relationship of an entity with the reporting entity. You understand reporting entity, na?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Reporting entity means an entity which is reporting, which is publishing its financial statement, right? So, who are the related party of this reporting entity? As of now, we have discussed the legal person. We have discussed the person, means human being. Now we are discussing artificial legal person like entities. Okay. Yes. So relationship. An entity will become The related party of the reporting entity, if the entity and the reporting entity both are member of the same group. Both are the member of the same group. What is meant by group? What is meant by group? Parent and subsidiary. Parent, subsidiary, and fellow subsidiary is related to each others, right? So parent example is what? So group means parent including subsidiary and fellow subsidiary. For example, A Limited, right? A Limited has three subsidiary B, C, and D. A Limited has three subsidiary B, C, and D, right? B, C, and D. All these are related to each other. All these are related to each other, right? So this entire A plus B plus C plus D will form a group. Will form a group, right? So if somebody will ask, who are the group entities? What is meant by group? A group constitutes a parent, subsidiary, and fellow subsidiary. Okay. Who is a parent in this case? A Limited. Who are the subsidiary of A Limited? B, C, and D are the subsidiary of A Limited, right? And what is the relationship between B, C, and D? What is the relationship between B, C, and D?
Fellow subsidiary.
Fellow subsidiary. They are the fellow member. They are the fellow subsidiary, right? A is the parent. B is the subsidiary of A. C is the subsidiary of A. D is the subsidiary of A, right? So between A and B, between A and C, between A and D, relationship is clear. One is parent, one is subsidiary. But what is the relationship between B, C, and D? Between B, C, and D, they are the fellow subsidiaries. So friends, parent, subsidiary, and fellow subsidiary are the related party. Are the related party of an entity, right? Are the related party of an entity. Means if a reporting entity is A, of course, all these subsidiaries are related party. If reporting entity is B, of course, A is a related party. A is a parent. In the books of B, who are the related party in the books of B? A being a parent is a related party. C and D are related
Also,
party. Why? Because they are fellow subsidiary. Clear? Is that
yes,
clear
sir. Clear.
or not clear?
Clear.
Clear? Or if you
Very much clear,
want
sir.
me to cover this in the Excel, you want me to cover in Excel also? So let me cover in Excel also. Just a minute. Just hold on. Just hold on. Yes. I hope the Excel is visible.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it
Visible,
visible?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. In days 24. So who can be the related party? A related party can be a person or an entity. These two can be a related party, right? Person we discussed. Person we discussed. Let's talk about the entity, right? So related party relationship with the entity. Related party relationship with the entity. So point number one. Point number one. What is point number one? Both are. What is point number one? Both are member of the same group. What is meant by both are member of the same group? What is meant by both are member of the same group? क्या मतलब है इसका?
Is that parent and subsidiary, fellow subsidiary?
Yes. So both are member of the same group means, just a minute. Both are member of the same group, right? Means parent, subsidiary and fellow subsidiary is related to the others. For example, A Limited has three subsidiaries. That is what? That is B, C and D Limited. Okay. So in this case, that is B, C and D Limited. So if A Limited will prepare, so in this case, who is the group? So A, B, C and D are the member of the same group. So in this case, A, B, C and D are the member of the same group. Are the member of the same group. Right? Are the member of the same group, and hence all are related party to each other. All are related party to each other. Correct? All are
Yes,
related
sir.
party to each other. So in the notes to accounts of A Limited, in the notes to accounts of A Limited, which related parties are going to be disclosed in the notes to accounts of A Limited?
D
B,
limited, C
C,
limited, D
and D.
limited.
B, C, and D are disclosed as a subsidiaries. Subsidiaries, right? Subsidiary of A Limited. Correct?
Yes,
Relationship क्या होगा? So name and relationship. Name of related party and relationship. क्या रिलेशनशिप है? वो सब्सिडरी है, राइट? वो मेरी सब्सिडरी है, सब्सिडरी, सब्सिडरी. Okay. In the notes to accounts of B Limited, in the notes to accounts of B Limited, in the notes to accounts of B Limited, B Limited के notes to accounts में क्या होगा?
A limited, C
Who are the
limited,
related
D
party? Who are
limited.
the related party in the notes to accounts of B Limited? बताइए.
A limited,
A,
A
A
limited,
Limited. What is the relationship? Parent,
parent,
parent of B Limited, right? And what about C and D? What about C
fellow
and
sub,
D?
fellow sub,
C and D are
fellow
sibling,
subsidiary,
fellow subsidiary,
sibling.
fellow subsidiary. Okay, fellow subsidiary. Is that clear? What about in the notes of C Limited? C में क्या होगा? अगर C रिपोर्टिंग एंटिटी है तो क्या होगा इन द नोट्स टू अकाउंट्स ऑफ सी लिमिटेड? Who will be the related party? A Limited, B and
A
D.
limited, B and D.
B and D. What about in the notes to accounts of D Limited? D के नोट्स में क्या होगा अगर D रिपोर्टिंग एंटिटी है तो? If D is the reporting entity, then A, B and C, right? B and C are
Yes,
the
sir.
fellow subsidiary. A is parent in all the case. Yes. Clear?
Yes, sir. Very much clear, sir.
Very much clear? Okay. So first we discussed relationship. Both are member of the same group, like parent subsidiary and fellow subsidiary. Second, what is second? Let's go to the second part. One is an associate or JV of the other, or an associate or JV of a member of a group of which the other entity is a member. My God, what it is saying? Let's understand this. X Limited is a reporting entity, right? X Limited is a reporting entity. So now this reporting entity X and Y are related party. If Y is an associate or JV of X, or Y is an associate or JV of the parent or fellow subsidiary of X. Have you understood it? Have you understood it? Yes or no?
No, sir, not fully.
Not fully. Okay, let's discuss with the help of Excel again. So, first of all, let me copy it. So, let me copy the provision first of all. Yes. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So one is an associate or JV of the other, means of the reporting entity, or an associate or JV of a member of a group of which other entity is a member. Means member of the group, who are the member of the group? What is meant by group? What is meant by group?
A group means the parent, subsidiary, and fellow subsidiary.
Parent, subsidiary, and the fellow subsidiary. So parent, subsidiary, and fellow subsidiary is considered as a group, right? Is considered as a group. So parent, subsidiary, and fellow subsidiary is considered as a group, right? So ये हमने अभी अभी पढ़ा है, right? So now let's say A, B, and C. Let's say this is A Limited has three subsidiaries, B, C, and D Limited. So A, B, C, and D are the member of the group, correct? And hence all are related party to each other. Right? There is a E Limited. There is a E Limited. Right? So A Limited is a reporting entity. A Limited is a reporting entity. A Limited is a reporting entity. So in the notes to accounts of A Limited, in the notes to accounts of A Limited, who will become the related party? In the notes to accounts of A Limited, who will become the related party? Of course, all these B, C, and D will become the related party. Yes. ये तो
Yes,
होंगे ही
sir.
ना related party.
Yes.
Yes. So in the notes to accounts of A Limited A Limited is a reporting entity. So in the notes to accounts of A Limited, just a minute, B, C, and D. B, C, and D. All these three are the related party B, C, and D, right? And there is a X Limited. X Limited. So example. So let's say let me take this example only. So let's say X Limited is a reporting entity. Okay. So let me make this X Limited so that it will be clear. X Limited is a reporting entity, and just a minute. And Y is an associate of or JV of X, or is an associate of JV of parent or fellow subsidiary of X. Okay. X Limited is a reporting entity. For the time being, let me delete it from here. X Limited is a reporting entity. Okay. So X Limited is a reporting entity. So Y Limited will become a related party of X when if Y is a associate or JV of what? Of whom? Of X Limited, right? So X Limited is a reporting entity, and it is written that Y Limited is, so let's write X Limited is having X Limited is having joint control or significant influence over Y Limited. What does it mean? If X Limited is having a joint control or significant influence over Y Limited, what does it mean?
Y limited, Y limited is also the associate, the
Yes. So it
related party
means,
of X limited.
yes. So this means Y Limited is a JV or associate of X Limited, right? Associate of X Limited. So in this case, X Limited is a reporting entity. So in the notes to accounts of X Limited, what disclosure will come? What
Y
disclosure will
limited.
come in the notes to accounts of X Limited? What disclosure will come? So this
Why limited?
Y limited will be recorded as a associate or JV of X limited. It has to be identified as a related party. And what is the relationship with Y? What is the relationship with Y of X? So Y is a associate or JV of X, right? Associate or JV of X. Okay. Now this X limited, this X limited. So this is one situation. Okay. Situation number one. This is situation number one. Situation one. Second situation. Situation two. X limited. X limited is a subsidiary of X limited is a subsidiary of what? Subsidiary of A limited. X limited is a subsidiary of A limited, right? X limited is a subsidiary of A limited. So B limited is also a subsidiary of B limited is also a subsidiary of A limited. So in this case, who are the member of the group? Who are the member of the group? Tell me. Who are the member of the group?
Both are the member of the group, sir.
Both nahi, all.
All
X,
together.
A
All. X
and B.
limited,
X,
L
A and
limited, B
B,
limited.
all are the member of the group. All are the member of the group,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
X, A and B, all are the member of the group. Means parent, subsidiary, fellow subsidiary, all are member of the group. So X and A is the member of the group. A and B is the member of the group. X and B is also member of the group. So in this case, A is a parent. Parent of whom? A is a parent of X and
X and B.
B. X and B. A is a parent of X and B. And X and B are the subsidiary of
Subsidiary
A.
of A.
A. And X and B are within them, they are the fellow subsidiary. They are the sibling, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
if somebody will ask X, what is your relationship with B? And if somebody will ask B, what is your relationship with X? So both of them will tell that we are fellow subsidiary. If somebody will ask X, what is your relationship with A? So X will say that I am a subsidiary of A. Correct? Understood it? Relationship
Yes,
you
sir.
understood,
Yes, sir.
right? So in this case, let's say Y limited is an associate or JV of Y limited is an associate or JV of whom? B limited. So X limited is a reporting entity in the notes to accounts. In the notes to accounts of X limited, tell me who all will come here in the notes to accounts of A limited. In the notes to accounts of X limited, who all will come here? Of course, A limited will come.
A,
आएगा ना parent.
B limited.
B
Yes, sir.
limited will come like B limited is fellow subsidiary. Whether this Y limited will come or not.
Yes, sir. Y limited also will come, sir.
Why? Why will come?
Because of the associate or JV of the B limited in the
Yes.
group.
Yes. So what this clause says that, what this provision says that, it says that if one is an associate or JV of the other, right? Like X limited is a reporting entity and Y is an associate or JV of X, or Y is an associate or JV of parent of X or fellow subsidiary of X, right? So here, what is Y? Here Y is an associate or JV of Y is an associate or JV of whom? JV of whom? JV of B Limited. B Limited, which is fellow subsidiary. That is fellow subsidiary, right? Is that clear? So
Yes, sir.
if there is an associate and JV of member of the group, right? So that associate or JV will also become a related party to all the members. Clear?
Yes, sir.
I hope this is very much clear after this example in Excel file.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this Y is a direct associate and JV of B. So let's say now what will happen in the notes to accounts of B. Let's go to the notes to accounts of B. Let's go to the notes to accounts of B. B के notes to accounts में क्या होगा? क्या
Yes,
होगा
sir.
B के notes to accounts में?
A Limited is a parent entity.
Yeah. So A Limited, very good. A Limited is a parent in the books of B. Okay, then
Then B Limited is a fellow subsidiary.
sorry.
Oh,
This is what we are presenting in the books of B Limited. So B
okay,
Limited is a
okay. B
reporting
Limited.
entity. A is a parent. Okay. Then X Limited.
Then Y Limit X
X
Limited,
X Limited is a fellow subsidiary. What
fellow
about Y
subsidiary.
Limited? What about Y Limited?
Y Limited is a associate,
Associate or JV. Yeah, direct associate
direct
or JV,
associate,
right?
direct
Associate or
associate.
JV. Right. It is not member of the same group. It is a direct associate or JV of B. Correct? But for
Correct, sir.
X, it is a associate or JV of member of the group. Correct? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes,
good.
sir. Very much clear.
Very good. So we discussed this, the first, we discussed the second. Both are JV of the same third party. Both are JV of the same third party. X Limited is a reporting entity, right? So X Limited and Y Limited are related parties if X and Y are JV of the same entity, say Z Limited, right? So both are the JV of the same third party. Both are the JV of the same third party. Have you understood this? Both are JV of the same third party. Very simple. Simple or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Let's see whether it is simple or not. Both are JV of the same third party. For example, in this case, X Limited. So has a Z Limited has a joint control. Z Limited has a joint control over X Limited and Y Limited. What does
Sir,
it mean?
the Excel file is not visible, sir.
Acha, sorry. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir. Now visible.
Z Limited has a joint control over X Limited and Y Limited. Means what does it mean? This means X and Y are joint venture of Z, right?
Yes, sir.
Means X and Y both are joint venture of the same third party. Who is that same third party? Z.
Is that?
X and Y are JV of Z. So in this case, X and Y will become fellow JVs. X and Y will become a related party. X and Y will become a related party, right? So in the, what will happen in the notes of accounts of X Limited? Who will be the related party in the notes to of accounts of X Limited? कौन कौन
Uh,
related party होगा?
Y Limited and Z Limited.
So Z Limited, first of all, Z Limited. Why Z Limited? Z
It's a
Limited
parent.
is a is
That
a
is a
is a
parent.
is a venturer, venturer,
Venture.
right? Venturer means venturer having joint control, right? What
Yes.
about Y Limited? In the books of X Limited, what about Y Limited?
Fellow joint venture.
Fellow joint venture. You can write fellow joint venture, or you can write joint venture in which Z has joint control, in which Z has joint control, means venturer has joint control, right? So this entity will become a related party. Is that clear? So we are
Yes,
talking
sir.
about this we are talking about this relationship, right? Here we are talking about this relationship, correct? We are
Yes, sir.
emphasizing these relationship. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Here we are emphasizing this relationship, okay? And here we are emphasizing all the relationship. Is that clear? Very simple. If two or more entities are the JV of a single entity, all these downstream entities will become a related party. Okay? All these related entities become a related party. Or let's say A Limited, let's say A Limited and B Limited. Okay? Both have invested 50-50% in C Limited. So A is having a joint control over C and B is also having a joint control over C. C is the joint venture of A and C is the joint venture of B, right? So whether A and C is the related party,
Yes, sir.
whether B and C are the related party,
Yes, sir.
whether A and B are the related party,
Yes, sir.
why?
Joint venturer.
No, A and B are not related party, right? So A and B are the venturer, they have invested. Who will be the related party? Two or more joint venture will become a related party. Two or more joint venture will become a related party if they are the joint venture of a single party. So what we have discussed in this case, this is a Z Limited. Z has invested in X and Y. Z has invested in X and Y. So these X and Y are related party. Right. Of course, Z and X is related party, Z and Y is related party, and X and Y is related party. So one entity has invested in both, right? So they are the JV of this entity. So Z has also invested in X, Z has also invested in Y. So they are the joint venture of the same third party. Okay. So, but the joint venturer are not related party. Only joint venture are related party. Is this clear? Not clear?
Okay, sir. Now it's clear. I thought that A and B are related party.
No.
Okay.
So let's take a real life example. Let's take a real life example. So for example, there is a Aditya Birla group. Aditya Birla group. Okay. You know Aditya Birla group?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Cement.
And there is a Bharti Airtel group. Airtel, you heard about Airtel group?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Bharti Airtel group. Aditya Birla group and Bharti Airtel group. So Aditya Birla group and Bharti Airtel group. Okay. So let's say these are the two different groups. So these two different group put together has invested in X Limited. Okay. and these two different groups put together has also invested in Y Limited. Okay. So X is a JV of which companies? X is a joint venture of which companies? X is a
AB,
joint venture of
AB and
AB and
Airtel.
Airtel. जेवी तो दो दो कंपनी का जेवी होता है ना. जॉइंट
Yes, sir.
वेंचर में देयर इज अ जॉइंट कंट्रोल. सो एक्स लिमिटेड इज अ जेवी ऑफ एबी एंड एयरटेल. वाई लिमिटेड इज अ जेवी ऑफ AB and
Uh,
Airtel. Same.
yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
this X Limited and Y Limited both are the joint venture of the same third party.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this X Limited and Y Limited will become a related
Become
party.
a, yeah,
This X Limited and Y Limited will become a related party. But whether AB and Airtel, whether Birla Group and Mittal Group, whether Birla Group, Aditya Birla Group and Airtel has become a related party because they have invested in the same company.
no, sir.
Answer is no. Answer is they are not become a related party. Otherwise, so many groups are become a related to each other. No. So these cannot become a related party. These are not a related party. But the common entities in which they have invested, those common entities will become a related. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes,
So you
sir. Now very
understood
much
the
clear.
difference between venturer and venture. Venturer is an entity which invested in a joint venture. Okay. Which invested in a joint venture. Okay. Is that clear, Saminathan?
Yes, sir. Very much clear now, sir.
Very good.
After the example.
Fourth, we discussed both are the member of the same group or an entity is an associate or JV of the other entity or an entity is an associate or JV of the member of the group. Okay. Both are JV of the same third party. Okay. One entity is a JV of third entity and the other entity is an associate of the third entity. Okay. So X and Y will become a related party when if X is a JV of Z and Y is an associate of Z. Okay, same example. Same example. So in the earlier example, first of all, let me copy this. Same example. Z Limited with some change. Z Limited has a joint control over X Limited and significant influence over Y Limited. This means, what does this mean? This means that
The Excel
X,
is not visible, sir.
oh, I'm so sorry.
It's
This
okay, sir.
means that X is a joint venture of Z and Y is an what? Y is an associate of Z, right? Right, Samanathan?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So this this X and Y. So Z has a joint control over X and significant influence over Y, right? So this is Z. Z has a joint control over whom? Over X. But Z has a significant influence over whom? Over Y. So in this case, X is a JV of Z and Y is an associate of Z. So these two entity will also become a related party. These two entity will also become a related party. Clear?
Okay, sir. Either it could be the
Right.
JV or associate.
X and Y are
Okay.
related parties in this case. entities in this case. So let's say X Limited is a reporting entity. So what you will present here? X Limited is a reporting entity. So in this case, who is Z in the books of X? Who is Z? Z is a venturer having joint control. Correct? What about Y?
Yes, sir.
Y is a associate
Associate.
of Z, right? Or you can write Y is an entity where venturer has a significant influence. Okay, you can write both the way. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So this Y also become a related party in the books of X. Okay. I hope this is clear to all of you, guys. Yes, Saminathan?
Yes, sir. Very much clear, sir.
Okay, so this was the fourth one. Let's go to the next one. The entity is controlled or jointly controlled by a person identified earlier. Person. Person means, you remember,
Person
human
means
being, individual,
human being,
human being, right?
legal person.
Human being, legal person. X Limited is a reporting entity and Y Limited is an entity. So X Limited and Y Limited are related parties. If Mr. A, who is related to X Limited, also control or jointly control Y Limited. Means, you remember? Saminathan was controlling Saminathan and Company Private Limited. And Saminathan was also controlling Saminathan Advisory Private Limited. So whether these two entities will become a related party?
Yes, sir.
Answer is yes. It is controlled by the same person. It is controlled by the same person. So X Limited and Y Limited will become a related party if Mr. A control or joint control. Mr. A who is related to X also controls or joint control Y Limited. Right. So if a person is having a joint control or control over these entities, so those entities will become a related party as well. Related party as well. Simple, clear?
Yes,
Or
sir.
you
Clear,
want
sir.
me to, sorry,
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
clear? You want me to write this on the Excel file also?
No, sir. This example is very clear.
Next. A person who is having a control or joint control of the entity. So before that, let me take some questions from the ICAI study material as well. Okay, let me take some question from here. See, we discussed now the related party thing we discussed here. The entity and the reporting entity are member of the same group, which means each parent, subsidiary and fellow subsidiary is related to the others. SA Limited and SB Limited are subsidiary of H Limited. So in this case, SA Limited, SB Limited and H Limited are related to each other. All are related party, right? Parent,
Yes, sir.
subsidiary, fellow subsidiary. One entity is an associate or JV of the other entity, or an associate or JV of a member of a group of which the other entity is a member. We discussed now.
Yes, sir.
AS Limited is an associate of S Limited. AS Limited is an associate of S Limited. S Limited is a subsidiary of H Limited, right? So what is the hierarchy here? H Limited. H Limited is a parent, and H Limited is a parent, and S is a subsidiary of H, right? And AS is associate of S, right? This is the hierarchy. In this case, SH Limited is another subsidiary of H Limited. So SH Limited is another subsidiary of H. So what is the relationship between S and SH?
It's a fellow subsidiary.
Fellow subsidiary. and this H, S, and SH, all these three forming a group. All these three forming a group. They are related to each other, right? So in this case,
Yes, sir.
AS Limited and SH Limited. AS Limited and SH Limited. So this AS Limited is not a associate of SH, but it is a related party of SH.
It's a
Why?
group.
Why?
It
Because
is a
for
group.
the for
Group.
SH, due to the group. Because for SH, this associate is a member of the group. This associate is an associate of the member of the group, right? So AS and SH are limited are related party for S limited and H limited also, right? Are related parties or S limited and H limited. Okay. So this AS and
Sir,
SH,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Even the AS Limited is a joint venture. In that case, also is a related party between AS and SH.
Sorry, if AS is,
Now, in this case, it is a AS Limited is a associate.
yeah.
See, if it is AS is a JV, in that case also AS and SH is a related party.
Yes. In my example, Saminathan, in Excel file, I have written both associate or JV, both, right?
Yes,
And
sir. You have written both.
yes, yes, I have written both, right? While here it is only talking about a associate in the example, but in the provision they have written associate or JV, correct?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Got it.
Both entities are JV of the same third party. We discussed H Limited has entered into two joint venture. JHA Limited,
Yes.
JV with A Limited, and JHB Limited, JV with B Limited. Okay. So in this case, both the joint venture JHA and JHB are the related parties. Okay. We discussed
Yes, sir.
this also. One entity is a JV of a third entity, and the other entity is an associate of third entity. One entity is a JV
Yes.
of a third entity, and the other entity is an associate of the third entity. We discussed now. X is a JV and
Yes.
Y is an associate of Z. So X and Y are the related party. JH Limited is a JV of H Limited. AH Limited is an associate of H Limited. So JH and AH is also related party. Okay,
Yes, sir.
clear? The
Clear, sir.
entity is controlled or jointly controlled by a person identified in three above. Three above means that person, remember, person or close member of the person family will
Yes, sir.
become a related party if that person is controlling, joint controlling, or having a significant influence over the entity, or that person is a KMP or KMP of that entity, or parent, or KMP of the parent of that
Subsidy.
entity, right?
Yes, sir.
So Mr. A controls A Limited. He also controlled B Limited. So A and B will become a related party. Saminathan and Company and Saminathan Advisory, right? So person identified in 3A above. 3A above means the person who is having a control over one entity. A person identified in 3A above has significant influence over the other entity, or is a member of the KMP of the other entity, or a parent of the entity. For example, Mr. A control A Limited. Mr. A has a control over A Limited. Mr. A is also director in B Limited. So in A Limited, Mr. A is having control. In B Limited, Mr. A is a KMP, right? In B
Yes,
Limited,
sir.
Mr. A is a KMP. So A Limited and B Limited both are related parties. A Limited and B Limited both are related parties. Clear? So
Yes,
in
sir.
one
Clear,
entity
sir.
is a control, other entity he is a KMP. Or let's say Mr. A has a control. Mr. A has a control in B Limited, and Mr. A has a significant influence in C Limited. Then all this B and C are also related party. This B and C are also related party. Okay. This B and C are also related party. So let me write this on the Excel file as well with few examples so that it will be more clear.
Yes,
It will
sir.
be more clear when you will open that Excel file.
Yes, sir.
So I hope the Excel file is visible. Is it visible now?
No, yes, visible now, sir.
Okay. So let's say examples. Mr. A has a control over A Limited and B Limited. Mr. A has a control over A Limited and B Limited. So in this case, situation, and outcome. So Mr. A has a control over A Limited and B Limited. So Mr. A is a related party to A, related party to B. In this case, this A Limited and B Limited both become a related. A Limited and B Limited are also become related party. Okay? Because
Yes, sir.
same person has control. Okay? Mr. A has control over A Limited and joint control over B Limited. So in this case also, A Limited and B Limited are related party because same person is control and joint control. Control in one entity and joint control in other entity. Mr. A has control over A Limited and significant influence over B Limited, right? So in this case, A Limited and B Limited are also become related party. Why? Because A Limited has control in one entity and significant influence in other entity. Significant influence in other entity. Mr. A has a control over A Limited and is a MD and CEO in B Limited, right? So A Limited and B Limited is related, also become related party because same person has control in one entity and KMP in other entity, right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Is that
Clear, sir.
clear? MD and
Yes, sir.
CEO. With the help of all these four examples, probably the things are clear to all of you, right?
Yes, sir. Very much clear, sir.
Very much clear. I hope it is completely clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir. Now completely clear.
Yeah. So let me again go back to my PowerPoint presentation. So covered all these examples, all these relationship 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yes. A person who is having control or joint control over the entity has significant influence over the entity or is a member of the KMP of the entity or its parent. I have also covered this, right? अभी cover किया ना X limited and Y limited are related party. If
Yes, sir.
Mr. A
Last.
control X and also have significant influence over Y limited. Okay. Have covered also this. This I have also covered, right? Clear?
Yes, sir. Covered, sir.
Right. So this last part, the entity or any other member of a group, this part I will cover after the break, right? So let's have a 15 minutes break. It's 8:30 now. We'll start at 8:45. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes. So where were we? So we were discussing the last concept, right? Last concept of this relationship. So let me copy this part as well. The next part. Just a minute. Okay, right? So we have discussed this when the entity is controlled, jointly controlled by a person, then how the entities will become related to each other. We discussed with the help of these four situations, correct?
Yes,
We
sir.
discussed these four situations, okay? Yeah, now the last one. The last one is the entity or any group, the entity or any member, the entity or any member of a group which it is a part, means entity or any member of the group. What is meant by member of the group? Who are the members of the group?
The parent,
Parent,
subsidiary,
subsidiary,
fellow subsidiary.
and fellow subsidiary, right? The entity and parent of the entity, subsidiary of the entity, and fellow subsidiary of the entity. Okay. The entity or any member of the group of which it is a part provides KMP services to the reporting entity. Provides KMP services to the reporting entity or to the parent of the reporting entity or to the parent of the reporting entity. Right. So means, for example, there is a group where X Limited is a parent of Y Limited and Z Limited. So what is the relationship of Y and Z with X
Sub,
subsidiary?
subsidiary.
Subsidiary. What is the relationship of X with Y and Z? X is a parent.
Yes, yes, sir.
X is a parent, right? X is a parent of both these entities, and Y and Z are the subsidiary of X. And what about Y and Z in themselves? Y and Z are fellow subsidiary,
Sub, yeah.
right? So X, Y, and Z put together, they are the member of a group. Okay. So the entity or any member of a group of which this entity is a part, the entity, for example, X, or any member of a group like Y and Z, or vice versa. Okay. Provides KMP services to the reporting entity. Do you know what is meant by KMP services?
That CFO service, company secretary,
Yes,
managing
KMP.
director.
Yes, KMP service means like virtual CFO service. You must have heard many CF firms are providing CFO services, right? If you don't have to incur the cost of 2 crore rupees, 3 crore rupees by appointing a CFO, what these firms will do? These firms will provide the virtual CFO services. Means you are not required to hire any CFO. We will provide you all CFO services virtually, right? And we will charge 50 lakh rupee, 30 lakh rupee, 40 lakh rupee, whatever. So this entity X or any member of the group of which this entity is a part, any entity of this group provides a KMP service, KMP service, virtual CFO service, right? To the reporting entity. Let's say reporting entity is A Limited. Reporting entity is A Limited, right? So provides the KMP service to the reporting entity or to the parent of the reporting entity, right? So the parent of the reporting entity is, let's say, who is the parent of the reporting entity? Let's say AP Limited. AP Limited is the parent of A Limited, right? So if any entity of this group provides KMP service to either A Limited, means to this entity, reporting entity, or to the parent of the reporting entity, right? So in this case, this entity, I mean to say this group, is related to this reporting entity or the parent of the reporting entity. So X Limited is the parent of Y Limited, right? Y Limited, X Limited is the parent of Y Limited. Y Limited is a reporting entity and X Limited is a parent of Y Limited. Y and Z are related parties if Z or any other entity in which Z belongs provides KMP services to either X or Y. Have you got it or not? So if not, let me clarify this. Let me clarify this. Let me clarify this. Yes. X Limited is the parent of Y Limited. Okay. So here is X Limited. X Limited is parent of Y Limited. X Limited is parent of Y Limited. And Y Limited is subsidiary of
X Limited.
this. Y Limited is a reporting entity. Y Limited is a reporting entity. Okay. Now, Z Limited provides KMP services. Z Limited provides KMP services to either X Limited or Y Limited. X Limited or Y Limited, right? So in this case, Z Limited will become related party of whom? Of whom? Of Y Limited, right? So अगर Z Limited Y के पेरेंट को भी केएमपी सर्विस दे रहा है तो Y के रिलेटेड पार्टी हो जाएगा एंड ऑफ कोर्स X की तो होगा ही होगा. ओके. सो Z Limited will become related party of Y Limited. Okay. Z Limited will become related party of Y Limited. Okay. So now let's say second situation. Situation 1. Situation 2.
Sir, on situation 1, whether the X Limited will be related party of Z Limited, sir?
Yes. So Z Limited will become related party of Y Limited and X Limited both.
Okay, sir.
Now Z Limited, so a subsidiary of Z Limited, which is SZ Limited, provides KMP services, to X Limited or Y Limited. X Limited or Y Limited. So the member of the group of Z is providing the KMP services. So in this case also Z and SZ, Z Limited and SZ Limited will also become the related party of Y Limited and X Limited. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yeah. So we discussed all the entity related relationship and the person related relationship. And friends, what are the special consideration? The special consideration is associate includes subsidiary of associate and JV includes subsidiary of joint venture. So like associate and joint venture are the related parties. So if there is a subsidiary of associate or subsidiary of a joint venture, they will also become the related parties. Okay. Substance of the relationship and not merely the legal form to be considered for evaluating related party relationship. The following entities are not considered as related parties. What are the exclusions? Two entities if they have a director or other member of the KMP in common. You remember when we discussed this? So let's say we discussed that if a person is having a control in one entity and a person is a KMP in the other entity, then only those two entities will become a related party, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So let's say if a person is director in one entity and the director in another entity also, like you have seen, a person could be a director in 7 companies, 10 companies. There are limits as per Companies Act of independent directors, right? So let's say if
Yes,
there are
sir.
two companies which are having common directors. So just because having two common directors, just because of having a common director, whether those two companies will become a related party.
No.
So there is one of the director, one of the big shot who is a director in the Reliance board and who is the director in Adani board also. So whether Gautam Adani and Mukesh Ambani will become a related party?
No, sir.
No. Just because the director or KMPs are common in two entities, those two entities will not become a related party. A member of the KMP of one entity has significant influence over the another entity. So there is a CFO of one entity. So he is a KMP. And this CFO has a significant influence over another entity. So one person, Mr. A is a CFO of X Limited and Mr. A has a significant influence over Y Limited. So X and Y will not become a related party. Okay, clear? So, but let's say Mr. X has a joint control over X Limited and Mr. X has a significant influence over Y Limited, then X and Y Limited will become a related party, right? So,
Yes, sir.
two venturers. We discussed na joint venture and associate of the same entity or same party.
Yes, sir. I
We
answered
discussed
first
na.
time is wrongly. Yeah.
Two
Uh,
venturers having joint control over a joint venture. You remember we discussed
No.
Aditya Birla Group and Airtel Group. There are two
Yes, sir.
venturers. They are having a common investment in two joint venture. I told you no. Though joint venture will become a related party, but venturer will not become a related party. Right? So this is what it
Yes,
is
sir.
written. Provider of finance, lender, banker, trade union, public utility, department, agency of government that does not control, joint control, or significantly influence the reporting entity. Right? So like PSU, public sector undertaking, like Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. It has an investment from State Bank and the central government. Means 50% share capital is owned by state government. 50% of the share capital is owned by central government. So just because they are government, they are not the related party. Because they are having 50% investment, they are having a joint control and hence they become a related party, right? So if a banker has funded to a company, that banker will not become a related party, right? So this is what it is written here. A customer, supplier, franchisor, distributor, or general agent with whom an entity transacts a significant volume of business, right? There is a large customer. Just because of the fact he is a large customer, he will not become a related party. Okay? Until and unless he is actually a related party. Okay, so these are few consideration that when it will not become a related party. So these entities should not be considered as a related party. Now let's move to some questions from ICAI study material. Okay. Some illustrations. Let's move to some illustration. Yes. I hope this is visible.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir. Illustration 1.
Illustration number 1 is visible.
Yes, sir. Clearly.
Entity P Limited has a controlling interest in subsidiaries SA and SB. So entity P is a parent and it has a subsidiary SA and SB Limited. Subsidiaries SA and SB Limited and SC Limited. So entity P has how many subsidiary? Three
3, sir.
subsidiary. Three subsidiary. So P, SA, SB, SC. All these four entities will form a group. Parent, subsidiary, right? Form a group. And
Yes,
SA,
sir.
SB, and SC are fellow subsidiary. So SC Limited is a subsidiary of SB Limited. So this SC Limited is a subsidiary of SB Limited, step subsidiary, right? So P has a controlling interest in SA and SB and SC, all three, and SC is a direct subsidiary of SB. Okay, so P is a grandfather of SC and SB is a father of SC, right? So, but for
Yes, sir.
P, all these three are subsidiaries.
Yes, sir. Group.
Group. P Limited also has significant influence over associates A1 and A2 Limited. This P Limited has also associate. There are two associate companies A1 and A2. Subsidiary SC has significant influence over A3 Limited. And this subsidiary SC also has a significant influence over A3 Limited. Right. So examine related party relationship of various entities. So if you see the structure, this is the structure, right? This is the structure. If you see, P has the subsidiary and has the associates. P has two subsidiary SA and SB and indirect subsidiary which is SC, right? So this all form part of a group. This all form a group, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
and this SC has a associate also. This SC has a associate, right? So indirectly, this parent has a stake in this associate also, indirect interest. And this SB also has an interest in associate through the SC. And of course, for SC, it is a direct associate. And for this SA, it is an associate of a fellow subsidiary, right? And there are two associate, which is A1 and A2. A1 and A2. So you need to examine the related party relationship in this case. In this case, if you see, in separate financial statement of P Limited, parent, for parent, all are related parties, yes or no? For parent,
Yes,
all the
sir.
entities are related parties, yes or no? For parent,
Yes.
all subsidiaries, right? All associates and the associate and joint venture of the subsidiaries also. They are the related party. Parent के लिए तो क्या है? सब related party है. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In the individual financial statement of SA Limited. What is SA Limited? SA Limited. SA Limited was the subsidiary of P Limited, right? SA Limited was the subsidiary of P Limited. So कौन-कौन related party होगा SA के लिए? Again, this entity. For SA, this P is a related party.
Yes, sir.
This fellow subsidiary is a related party.
Yes.
These fellow associates are related party.
Yes, sir.
You remember we told na that
Yes, yes.
if two entities are JV of the same entity, this is also JV, this is also JV, two different entities. They are JV of the same entity, right? For example, entity A. So these two entities will become a related party.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So instead of JV, and then we have read, if one entity is JV of, if an entity is a JV of one entity and the other one is associate of the same entity, right?
Yes,
Even
sir.
in that case, it will also, these two entities will also become a related party, right?
Correct, sir.
So instead of JV, it is a subsidiary. Subsidiary has a more influence, more control, right? सो अगर दो जेवी रिलेटेड पार्टी हो सकती है आपस में, एक जेवी एक एसोसिएट रिलेटेड पार्टी हो सकता है आपस में, तो वन सब्सिडरी एंड वन एसोसिएट विल ऑलवेज बी रिलेटेड पार्टी, राइट?
Sir.
These are also sibling. So for SA, P is a related party, SB is a related party, A1 is a related party, A2 is a related party, and the subsidiary of the fellow subsidiary is the related party, and associate of the fellow subsidiary is also become a related party, right?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Not clear?
Clear, sir. Very much clear, sir.
Saminathan?
Yes, sir. Very much clear, sir.
So in the standalone, in the notes to accounts of SA Limited, P, SB, SC, A1, A2, A3, all are related parties. What about SB? Same. For SB, parent is a related party. Fellow subsidiary SA is a related party. Direct subsidiary SC is a related party. A1, A2 is a related party associate, and A3 are the related party. What about SC? For SC, grandparent is a related party, right? Uncle SA is a related party. Father SB is a related party. And the associate, the sibling of the father, is also a related party. And direct associate is also a related party. All the entities are related party. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
In the individual financial statement of associate A1, A1. So for A1, parent is a related party, P. Subsidiary SA, SB, and SC are the related party, and the other associate A2 and A3 are also related parties, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. A1 Limited, A1 Limited, in the books of A1 Limited, A2 Limited, and A3 Limited. So, sorry. Just a small change. Just a small change. So, A1 Limited, A2 Limited, and A3 Limited, right? A1 Limited, A2 Limited, and A3 Limited are not related to each other. Sorry, my bad. My bad, right? We discussed one JV and one associate. If there is one JV and one associate of a single company means same party, it will become a related party. Two JVs of a same company will become a related party, right? One subsidiary, one associate of a same party of a same company will become a related party. But if there are two associate of a same company, like there are two associate of a same company, A1 and A2, they are the associate of P, right? So in this case, A1 and A2 will not become a related party. A1 and A2 will not become a related party. Okay, right? For example, P Limited has invested in a company of Reliance, in a company of Reliance Group, and P Limited has only invested 20% stake. And P Limited has also invested in Airtel Group. One of the company in Airtel Group, they have also invested 20% stake, right? So this Reliance Group company and Airtel Group company are the associate of this P Limited. Right? So these two companies will not become a related party. So there are two fellow associates. So if there are two fellow associates, they will not become a related party. So in the books of associate, the subsidiary of the same parent are the related party, but the fellow associates are not the related party. Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. If they
Yeah.
are the JV, then it is related party. JV and associate, then
Yes.
also related party. A
Instead
to
of,
A
let's
is,
say,
yes, sir.
Saminathan, instead of A1, if let's say it is JV2, it is JV1, then these two are related party,
Yes, sir.
right? But here A1, A2, and A3 themselves are not a related party. Okay. So A1, A2, and A3 are not related to each other. Other entities are related. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
So in that case, if the JV, the instead of A1 and A2, the A2 is a JV, then JV and A3 also associate party.
JV
What you call
and
the
JV and associate will also become a related party. Yes.
related party, and also JV and A3 also associate
Yes.
party.
Yes. 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 Yes, it
But
also
but
become a related.
A1 and A3 is not associate party. Either the related
Yes,
no
yes,
TP.
yes. Now the second illustration about KMP. Mr. X has 100% investment in A Limited. Mr. X has 100% investment in A Limited. Means Mr. X controls A Limited. He is also a KMP of C Limited. So Mr. A has a control over A Limited and Mr. A is the KMP of C Limited. B Limited has 100% investment in C Limited. So B is a parent of C. Mr. A is a KMP in C. Mr. A has a control over A. First of all, tell me, if Mr. A has a control over A and Mr. A is a KMP of C, whether A and C are related party or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is a related party. I told you, na, if a person has a control over one entity and a person is a KMP of other entity, these two entities are related party. Okay. And B is a parent of C. B is a parent of C. So whether this A and B also become a related party or not. If A and C are related party, then parent of C is also related party of A.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Correct? Yes. Examine related party relationship from the perspective of C Limited for A Limited. So in the books of C Limited, whether A is a related party or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, A is a related party because the party which is KMP in C, the person which is KMP in C also has a control over A, also has a control over A, and hence A Limited is a related party. Right? A Limited is related to C because Mr. X control A Limited and is a member of KMP of and is a member of KMP of and is a member of KMP of C Limited, right? You can see here. Mr. X has a 100% investment in A Limited and Mr. X is a KMP of C Limited. B Limited has a 100% investment, right? Okay. So A Limited and C Limited. Both are the related party. Both are the related party, correct? Now, next question. Examine related party relationship from the perspective of C Limited. Again, for A Limited, if Mr. X is a KMP of B Limited and not C Limited. So still Mr. A controls A Limited, but now Mr. A is not the KMP of C. Mr. X is KMP of the parent of C. Then
Yes, sir. It's a related party.
still it is a related party, right? We remember. So we discussed if a person is having a control in one entity and the person is a KMP of the another entity or KMP of the parent of that entity, so then these two entities will also become a related party, right? So we discussed this. Yes, हमने डिस्कस किया था नहीं किया था,
Yes, yes, sir. Discussed, sir. Very much discussed.
right? So still A Limited will be related to C Limited. Okay. Still A will be the A and C will be the related party, right? Then will the outcome in A and B would be different if Mr. X has a joint control over A Limited? So Mr. X has a joint control over A Limited and Mr. X is a KMP in B Limited or C Limited, whatever. Tell me whether A and C will be related party or not.
Yes, sir. They will be related parties, sir.
Still A Limited will be related to C Limited. Mr. X has a joint control on A Limited. Mr. X is a KMP of C Limited, right? And B has 100% investment in C. So still this A Limited and C Limited are the related party. This A Limited and C Limited are the related party. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Right? Now, oh, okay, sorry. The fourth point, Will the outcome in A and B would be different if Mr. X has a significant influence over A Limited? Mr. X does not have a control, does not have a joint control. Mr. X has a significant influence over A Limited. And Mr. X is a KMP in C Limited. What will happen now?
Yes, sir. There is no related party transaction for the significant
A
for the
Limited is
other.
not controlled by Mr. X. Therefore, despite Mr. X being KMP of C Limited, A Limited having significant influence Mr. X will not be considered as a related party of C Limited, right? If there is a control or joint control, it will be considered. But if one entity has a significant influence, right? If Mr. X, one person has a significant influence, and that person is a KMP of the other entity also, then these two entities will not be considered as a related party. Okay. But let's say if one person has a control or joint control and in the other entity that person is a KMP, then it will become a related party. Okay. Then it will become a related party. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Clear, sir.
illustration number 3, person as an investor. When the word investor is used, see how the relationship works. Let me tell you. If one entity is a subsidiary, the other one is known as a parent. If one entity is joint venture, the other one is known as a venturer. If one entity is associate, the other one is known as a investor. Right? So let's say if Ram will say that, Ram will say that I am son of Dashrath. What Dashrath will say? What Dashrath will say?
Father.
I am the father of Ram. If Ram will say that I am nephew of Dashrath, what Dashrath will say? What Dashrath will say?
Uncle.
Dashrath will say I am uncle of Ram. Uncle of Ram, right? So relationship depends. Okay. Relationship depends on the other party as well, right? For if it is a JV or associate, you cannot say that I am parent every time. You are parent only when there is a subsidiary, right? If you are a JV or associate, then the other entity will be a venturer or investor. Okay, right? Clear? So now let's discuss this question. Mr. X has an investment in A Limited and B Limited. Okay. Required. Examine when can related party relationship be established from the perspective of A Limited financial statement and from the perspective of B Limited financial statement. Means in the books of A and in the books of B, when a related party can be established between A and B. Tell me. So Mr. X is an entity. Mr. X is a person. Okay. And Mr. X has invested in A and invested in B. So Mr. X has invested in both the companies. So tell me when A and B will become a related party.
If it is a joint control, sir, or full control.
Yes. So if Mr. X control or joint control A Limited, then B Limited is related to A Limited when Mr. X has control, joint control or significant influence over entity B, right? So Mr. X is having a control or joint control in A and Mr. X is having a control, joint control or significant influence in B, right? Then it will become a related party. Means, what does it mean? For example, X. Let's say X has a control over A and X has a control over B. X has a control over A and X has control over B. Whether both are the related party? Yes. X has a control over A and X has a joint control over B. Whether both are related party? Answer is yes. X has a control over A and X has a significant influence over B, whether both are related party? Answer is yes. Okay. X has a joint control over A and X has a control over B, where both are related parties. Answer is yes. X has a joint control over A and joint control over B, whether both are related party. Answer is yes. X has a joint control over A and X has a significant influence over B, whether both are related party. Answer is yes. But if X has a significant influence over A and X has a significant influence over B also, whether both are related party?
No, sir.
No. So two associates are not related parties, right? So is that clear? So
Yes, sir.
same.
Clear.
So from the perspective of A limited, same rule. When A and B will become a related party or vice versa, A and B will become a related party if Mr. X will control or joint control one entity and having a control, joint control or significant influence in the other entity. That's all, right? Second, will A limited and B limited be related parties if Mr. X has only significant influence over both A limited and B limited? So Mr. X has only significant influence over both the entity.
No, sir.
Just discussed. No.
Yes. Yes.
Right? No. So if A and B are the associate of X, then A and B are not the related parties, right? So no, A and B limited are not be considered as a related party since no direct or indirect control is exercised in each or any of the manner, right? Clear? Now, let's move to the disclosure part, friends. What are the disclosures? There are two type of disclosure. Disclosure is number one is, related party disclosure. Related party means who are the related party, name of the related party. You are required to give name of the related party and relationship with the related party. Relationship with the related party. Okay. Name of the related party and relationship with the related party. That is disclosure number one. What is disclosure number two? What is disclosure number two? What is disclosure number two? Disclosure number two is what? See, if you see this disclosure, these are the name of the related party and what is relationship? Subsidiary companies. Subsidiary company. Okay. So name of the related party and name of the related party and disc and relationship with the related party. Second is what? What is second? Transaction and outstanding balances with the related party. What are the transactions with the related party and what are the outstanding balances with the related party? This is required to be disclosed also, right? Sir, let's say if a company has like Reliance, they have 1,000 associate, joint venture, associate, subsidiary, fellow subsidiary, etc., etc. They have more than 1,000 companies. Sir, whether each and every company name and relationship is required to be disclosed, right? And there are so many companies where transactions are not there. So standard says that for every company, the disclosure of subsidiary and disclosure of parent and ultimate controlling parent is mandatory, right? Irrespective of the fact whether the transaction is there or not. For example, there is a company X Limited and X Limited parent is Y Limited and X Limited subsidiary is Z Limited. And this X Limited does not have any transaction with parent and the subsidiary. Still, the name and relationship, the name and relationship with X, with the name and relationship with the parent and the subsidiary is required to be disclosed. But what about other associate, joint ventures? What about other entities? So other entities' name and relationship is only required, right? It becomes only mandatory when there is a transaction with these entities. If there is no transaction, even you are not required to disclose the name and the relationship. Okay. So parent subsidiary relationship shall be disclosed whether or not there are transactions between them. What is the disclosure? Name of the parent, name of the ultimate controlling entity, etc., etc. KMP, the disclosure of key managerial personnel disclosed, right? and their remuneration. For KMP, of course, there is a remuneration. And the remuneration has to be splitted into 5 parts: short-term employee benefit, post-employment benefit, other long-term employee benefit, termination benefit, and the share-based payments. Okay. Yes. Related party transactions. What are the disclosures are required? Amount of the transaction. The amount of outstanding balances, including commitments, and their terms and condition, including whether they are secured, and the nature of the consideration to be provided in settlement. Means, including commitment, what are the terms and conditions, secured, unsecured, detail of any guarantee given or received for the related party, provision for doubtful debts. If a company has created any provision for doubtful debts on the related party balances, right, those are also required to be disclosed. Who should make the separate disclosure? Like parent, entity with joint control, means venturer, investor, subsidiary, associate, JVs, KMPs, other related parties, right? So these categories requires a separate disclosures. Okay. Separate disclosure means you are required to disclose the transaction with parent separately, with the JVs separately, with the venturer separately, with the investor separately, with the subsidiary, associate, and JVs separately, KMP separately, and the other related parties. These are the categories, right? And the transaction has to be on the arm's length. Okay, on the arm's length. And friends, talking of the difference between Ind AS and AS. So in Ind AS it is Ind AS 24, in accounting standard is AS 18. The relative of the definition of a relative, accounting standard uses the term relative, but Ind AS uses the term close member of the family of a person, right? Ind AS 24 covers if a person is a KMP of the parent also, then that person is related to the subsidiary as well. But AS 18 covers KMP of the entity only. So for example, Mr. Ram. Mr. Ram is a managing director of A Limited. So then in the notes to accounts of A Limited, in the books of A Limited, only Mr. Ram is a related party. He is KMP. But in Ind AS, Mr. Ram is a managing director of parent of A Limited. Still, Mr. Ram is considered as a related party to the A Limited. While he is not a KMP to the A Limited, he is KMP to the parent of A Limited. Still, he is considered as a related party. Okay. Post-employment benefit. AS 18 does not specifically cover entities that are post-employment benefit plan as a related party. Ind AS 24 specifically includes post-employment benefit plan for the benefit of employee of an entity or its related party. Entity as a related party means you must have seen many entities create provident fund trust, PF trust, gratuity trust. What is this trust? Post-employment benefit plan trust. Okay. So Infosys has a PF trust. Whether that PF trust is a related party to Infosys, answer is yes. Okay. Next, most senior parent. So there is no requirement in accounting standard 18 to disclose the disclosure of the ultimate controlling entity. But in Ind AS 24, the ultimate controlling entity disclosure is required. It is required, right? So these are some disclosure I have provided for the Tata Steel. Okay. You can see these disclosures. So what we have covered so far, we have covered the related party relationship, and we have covered the disclosure. We have covered the related party relationship, which is a person or an entity, and we have covered the disclosures of related party transaction. If you have any question, my dear friends, please let me know if you have any question.
No, sir. Very much clear now, sir.
Any question?
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
Say, example, we discuss the close family members, the
Yeah.
parent, child, spouse of each other, sister, brother, all these things. When a person is appointed as a KMP, whether all the relationship is to be established in the report?
So basically, when the person is appointed as a KMP, so when his appointment is happening, so all these relatives are required to be disclosed, right? So there is a form, right? So how these companies are managing the governance? See, if you are a director, I don't know your relative, correct? So I will take a declaration. I, as a company, will take a declaration from you, correct? That what is the name of your parents? What is the name of your spouse? What is the name of your kids, children? What is the name of your brother and sisters, right? And whatever domestic partner, etc., etc. So the companies are taking the declaration from that KMP, and the companies are also taking a declaration, the name, relationship, as well as PAN number as well as right, and some might be some identity proof. Okay. So this is what the companies are taking as a declaration from that KMP at the time of the appointment.
Okay, sir.
At the
Whether
time of appointment or at the time when that person will become a KMP. Any other question further?
okay, sir. Whether those relationship will be disclosed in the financial statement under
No,
disclosure.
no. So those
Okay.
relationship will not be disclosed. The only thing is if the company has a transaction
Okay.
with those relative. For example, Mr. A is a managing director of ABC Limited, and Mr. Sun is and A's son of A is a chartered accountant, and he is working as a manager finance in the company, right? And he is drawing a remuneration of 25 lakhs rupees. So in this case, the relative, the close member of the family of A, who is son of A, is required to be disclosed in the financial statement of ABC Limited. And how it is going to be disclosed? For example, son of Mr. A name is Mohan. So Mr. Mohan, close member or relative of A, let's say, close member of the family of A, simple. Name, relationship. Then the remuneration has to be disclosed as a KMP or their relative. Okay. Clear, Saminathan, or not clear?
Yes, sir. Very much clear, sir. Thank you so much.
Any further questions, Saminathan?
No, sir.
No question. Let me take one small question. Just allow me a minute. Yes. Question number 2. I hope. Okay. Let me share the screen. Yes. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
A Limited has both joint control over B Limited and either joint control or significant influence over C Limited. Right? A Limited has both, right? They have the joint control over A Limited, joint control over A Limited, or joint control oblique significant influence over C Limited. Examine whether related party relationship from the perspective of C Limited financial statement. So in the notes to accounts of C Limited, in the financial statement of C Limited, whether A and B are the related parties.
Yes, sir. Both are related party.
First of all, C Limited. So A has a joint control or significant influence, means Mr. A is a venturer or investor. So A is a related party to C. And this C Limited is a associate or a joint venture of A, and B is also joint venture of A. So two joint venture of the same party, or one joint venture and one associate of the same party, right? So both are become a related party. So in the notes to accounts of C Limited, A Limited is of course a related party and B Limited is also a related party, right? What about from the perspective of B Limited?
So for B Limited also, C Limited and A Limited related party.
For B Limited also?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes. For B Limited also, C and A are related party. So since A has a joint control over B, so A is the venturer of B. And So B is a joint venture of A and C is a associate or joint venture of A. So both the entities B and C are also related party, right? So these two entities are also related party. Yes. Power Limited is a producer of electricity. Transmission Limited regularly purchase electricity from Power Limited. Means transmission is the customer of power. Power Limited, whose financial year ends on 31st March 2002, acquires 100% shareholding of Transmission Limited on 15 July 2001. So Power Limited financial statement ending on 31st March 2 acquired 100% shareholding of Transmission Limited on 15 July 2001, means during the year. What does this mean? This means transmission becomes the subsidiary of power.
Power Limited.
However, the entire shareholding is disposed. However, the entire shareholding is disposed of on 21st March 2002. So during the year, the stake was acquired and before the end of the year, the stake was disposed of. So this transmission was subsidiary of power from 15 July 2001 to 21st March 2002. Power Limited and Transmission Limited had transactions. Power and transmission had transaction when transmission was subsidiary of power and also in the period when it was not a subsidiary of power. Means this transmission has purchased electricity throughout the year from 1st April to 31st March. Means so they have the transaction when the relationship was there and they have the transaction when the relationship was not there. Okay. For which period related party disclosure should Power Limited make in its financial statement for the year ended 31st March 2002 with respect to transaction with Transmission Limited? The question is, in the beginning, this transmission was not a related party of power. At the end, on the reporting date, this transmission is not a related party of power. The question is whether the related party transaction has to be disclosed. That is question number one. If answer to question number one is yes, for which period then?
Sir, in this case, sir, from 1st April to 14th July, there is only the purchase and sale relationship. There is no related party transaction is exist. With respect to control, it's to control from the 15th July. See, whether the purchase consideration is given earlier or later is not a matter. When the control is obtained, the control is obtained is clearly on 15th July, which means the control is exist. But purchase consideration is disposed on March 21st. That is not relevant. So in this case, that related party transaction should be disclosed from 15th July to March 31st. X2.
Yes. So answer to question number one is yes, right? Related party transaction is required to be disclosed. So if an entity is a related party even for a small period of time during the year, and if during that period of time a transaction has happened in the capacity when the relationship was there, it has to be disclosed. So in this case, the transaction of the sale purchase from the Power Limited books of accounts, the transaction of sale, and from the Transmission Limited books of accounts, the transaction of purchase has to be disclosed for the period between 15 July to 21st of March, right? So this is required to be disclosed. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir. Very much clear, sir. Actually, it's a 103 also is involved in here, the close
Yeah.
date.
Yeah. Yes, so friends, we covered and we discussed so many questions, okay, from ICAI study material and with the example which I have also, given to you, the examples on each and every point. So we discussed so many questions, and with this, let's conclude this related party transaction discussion. I hope you have enjoyed the session and I hope you have enjoyed the discussion on related party disclosures, right?
Yes, sir.
Any
Very much.
further question?
No, sir. You have clearly explained each and every situation and applicability. Thank you so much, for your
So one of
guidance.
the question which is there offline. So one of the question which is raised by a participant, sir, for example, there are some entities like fellow subsidiary, right? So let's say B Limited and C Limited are fellow subsidiary. Okay. But sir, there is no transaction between B Limited and C Limited. Okay. Sir, whether the name of the related party, which is in the books of B Limited, which is C Limited, whether the name and relationship of this fellow subsidiary is mandatory, answer is no. The name and relationship of the parent, ultimate controlling entity, means grandparent, and the subsidiary is mandatory. The name and relationship with the fellow subsidiary is only required when there is a transaction. Okay, right. So thank you so much. Let's conclude the session. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have a great day, sir.
Thank you. Good day.